Hello friends, welcome to Allied Classes. In previous video we have discussed about some historical background of DNA as well as Watson and Crick DNA model, and now in this video we are going to see about the best pair rules or Chargaff's rule given for the DNA model and types of DNA such that aDNA, bDNA, cDNA, ddNA and zDNA. zDNA is a zigzag DNA. As well as we are going to discuss about some important things of DNA such that palindromic sequence, denaturation or renaturations of DNA, as well as the hyperchromatin effect of DNA. So let us begin with the best pair rules. First of all, we have to see the best pair rules. As we know that purines pairs with pyrimidine. So we will write here purines pairs with pyrimidines. Purines are adenine and guanine. These were the two purines, and cytosine and thymine is a pyrimidine. In case of DNA, cytosine and thymine is pyrimidine, and in case of RNA, cytosine and uracil is a pyrimidine. So now, purines pairs with pyrimidine forms a hydrogen bond between them. So you can see here, when adenine pairs with thymine forms two hydrogen bond between them, and when guanine pairs with cytosine forms 3 hydrogen bond between them. So here 2 hydrogen bonds are formed, and here 3 hydrogen bonds are formed. If we want to see the sequence of this nitrogenous bases on the nucleotide at the chain of nucleotides, so we will draw here the structure of 2 nucleotide or the 2 DNA strands. Here you can see 5' end to 3' end, and here another sequence 3' end to 5' end. Okay. Let us take C, G, C, A, T, again A, T. Okay. We have taken this DNA sequence. So we know that adenine pairs with thymine and guanine pairs with cytosine. So if we know the sequence of one strand of DNA, so we can identify the another strand, or we can make another strand sequence, so that C pairs with cytosine means guanine pairs with cytosine, cytosine pairs with guanine, adenine pairs with thymine, thymine pairs with adenine, adenine pairs with thymine, thymine pairs with adenine. So this is the alternative or the complementary sequence of DNA strands. So this was the best pair rules of DNA. Now we will see the Chargaff's rule. Chargaff's rule. According to Chargaff, he said that in DNA strands, adenine is equal to thymine and cytosine is equal to guanine. Means the number of adenine in the DNA strand is equal to number of thymine, and the number of cytosine is equal to number of guanine. So you can see here number of adenine in this DNA strand 1, 2, 3, 4. Means 4 adenine is present, and here you can count thymine 1, 2, 3, 4. Means 4 adenine and 4 thymine is present. Means thymine is equal to, here it is not a hydrogen bond, it is a equals to sign. Means thymine is equals to adenine. Means number of thymine is equal to number of adenine. Means T by A is equals to 1. Means you can see here 4 by 4 is equals to 1. Same for cytosine and guanine. Here you can see cytosine, number of cytosine 1, 2. Here you can see number of cytosine 1, 2. There were 2 cytosine and 2 guanine. 1, 2. Okay. Means cytosine is equal to guanine. Okay. Means cytosine divided by guanine is equals to 1. But this rule of Chargaff for DNA model is only applicable for only dsDNA, means double strand DNA. It's not applicable for single strand DNA. Now the third one is, according to Chargaff, purines pairs with pyrimidines. He said that purines pairs with pyrimidines or purines are equal to pyrimidines, means number of purines present in the DNA strand is equals to number of pyrimidine in DNA, means equal amount of purines and pyrimidines are present in case of DNA. Now there were questions asked in some exam, competitive exam, that if A means adenine is equals to 15%, then how many percent cytosine will be present? So we know that adenine is equals to, according to Chargaff's rule, that adenine is equals to thymine. Means if adenine is equals to 15%, then thymine is also equals to 15%. If we add this adenine plus thymine, then equals to 30%. Now remaining out of 100, remaining 70%. Okay, and cytosine plus guanine is equals to 70%. So we will divide this 70 by 2. We will divide this 70 by 2 is equals to 35. Means cytosine is equals to 35 and guanine is equals to 35. So you can solve these problems. Okay. Now let us see types of DNA. If you want to see the types of DNA, on the basis of function there were the 2 types of DNA, and on the basis of number of base pair that DNA strands have in one turn and types of coiling have 5 types of DNA. So we will see on the basis of function. First we will see the types of DNA on the basis of their functions. So we will write here types of DNA. First, on the basis of functions. On the basis of function, DNA have 2 types, that is tropic DNA. First we will write here tropic DNA, and second one is genetic DNA. This tropic DNA is active for all activities except reproduction. Okay, and this genetic DNA is for inheritance, means active for reproduction. Okay. Now, if you want to see the tropic DNA and genetic DNA, this type of DNA we can found in just Paramecia. So the example of these types of DNA is Paramecia. Okay, Paramecia have 2 nucleus. If we see the structure of Paramecia, here you can see the structure of Paramecia. Here the cilia are present. Here you can see a big larger nucleus, that is bean-shaped nucleus, and a small nucleus. This larger nucleus is known as a macronucleus. Macronucleus. This macronucleus is active for all activities present inside the cell, such as respiration, digestion, etc. It means that this macronucleus consists of a trophic DNA. Trophic DNA. And this is a micronucleus. Here you can see a micronucleus. Okay. And this micronucleus is consists of genetic DNA. Necessary for the binary fission in Paramecia. So these were the types of DNA on the basis of their function. That we will see the types of DNA on the basis of number of base pair that DNA strand have in 1 turns and types of coiling. Now types of DNA, we will write here types of DNA on the basis of number of base pair per turn and coiling. Okay. So we will write here DNA. Okay. Here A DNA, B DNA, C DNA, D DNA and Z DNA. These were the 5 types of DNA. Now, if we talked about number of base pair per turn, means 1 turn of DNA completes 360-degree angle. And if we see the number of base pair per turn, here we will write number of base pair per turn. Okay. So the number of base pair in case of A DNA, it is 11, and B DNA is a DNA model given by Watson and Crick. It is a common DNA. Okay. So the number of base pair in case of B DNA is 10. The number of base pair in case of C DNA is 9.33, means it is neither 10 nor 9. And the number of D DNA is 8, and Z DNA is a zigzag DNA. It is a unique DNA which having a 12 base pairs in 1 turn. Okay. We talked about the angle between 2 base pairs. So we will write here angle between 2 base pairs, means the successive base pairs will be, in case of A DNA, we will write here A DNA, B DNA, C DNA, D DNA and Z DNA. In case of A DNA, the angle between 2 successive base pairs will be 32.72 degree. About B DNA, 36 degree, 38.58 in case of C DNA and 45 degree for D DNA and 30 degree for Z DNA. So this were the angle between 2 successive base pair in case of different type of DNA. Now if we want to see the distance between 2 successive base pair, so we will write here the distance between two successive base pair. So the distance between 2 successive base pair, if we talked about the angstrom unit, then it is 3.09. If we talked about angstrom unit, okay. If we talked about nanometer, so it will be cancelled here, 0.309, okay. So in this manner you can see the distance between 2 successive base pair in case of BDNA, 3.4 angstrom unit. Here you can see in case of cDNA, 3.64 angstrom unit, 4.25 angstrom unit and 2.83 angstrom unit. So these were the distance between 2 successive base pair in case of different type of DNA. And now in last we will see the coiling of DNA strands. So we will write here coiling. ADNA have right-handed clockwise coiling. BDNA have also right-handed clockwise coiling. Same. cDNA have right-handed clockwise coiling. ddNA also have right hand coiling, and ZDNA is a different DNA having a left hand coiling. Okay, means anti-clockwise coiling. So these were the types of DNA on the basis of number of base pairs per turn that DNA strand have in one turn and types of coiling. Okay. Now we are going to see some important concept of DNA, that is palindromic sequence, denaturation or renaturation of DNA, and a hyperchromatic effect. Okay. So we will see on the next page. So if we talked about the palindromic sequence, what is palindromic sequence? First we will see what is the palindromic sequence. This palindromic sequence is important if we want to transfer the insert into host. Then this sequence gives us blunt and a sticky ends of DNA. So we will see what is the palindromic sequence first, and we will define the palindromic sequence of DNA. So here you can see two DNA strands. Here you can see 3' end to 5' end, and here another sequence of DNA that 5' end to 3' end. Okay. Now here we will write some nitrogenous bases or the such as A, T, C, G, A, T. Okay. And we know that in case of DNA, thymine pairs with adenine, adenine with thymine, guanine with cytosine with guanine, thymine with adenine, thymine with adenine, and adenine with thymine and thymine. You can see the complementary DNA strand. It means that if we read this sequence in one direction, then we got a palindromic sequence, such that here you can see from 3' to 5', AA, TT, CG, AA, TT. And from 3' to 5', AA, TT, CG, AA, TT. Okay. So this is a palindromic sequence. So we will define this sequence. Palindromic sequence are the sequence of DNA in which nitrogenous bases sequence are similar at both the strands if read from the same direction. Okay. So this is the definition of palindromic sequence. Now we are going to see the denaturation or renaturation of DNA strands. So what is denaturation? First concept, denaturation and renaturation. These were the two important terms we have seen in the PCR technique, means polymerase chain reaction technique. Okay. Let us see one DNA strand. Here you can see 3' to 5' one end and 5' to 3' one strand. Okay. A, C, G, T, A. Okay. Here you can see the complementary strand to it. T, G, C, A, T. Okay. Now we know that adenine and thymine have 2 hydrogen bonds. Cytosine and guanine have 3 hydrogen bonds. They have 3. Here 2. Okay. These hydrogen bonds are weak hydrogen bonds. Means this hydrogen bond is a weak bond between these nucleotides or these nitrogenous bases. Now if we heat this DNA strand on high temperature, we get two different DNA strands, means 3' end to 5' end one strand and 5' end to 3'. Means it is known as the separation of two DNA strands. Here you can see these two strands of DNA are separated. Means the hydrogen bond between two DNA strands are breaked. If we heat on high temperature, these hydrogen bonds are break. Means the separation of two DNA strands is known as denaturation. Okay. Now This process is known as denaturation. What is renaturation? Renaturation means if we cool this DNA strand, they form a hydrogen bonds between them, means 3' end to 5' end and 5' end to 3' end, means this strand get attached to each other, is known as renaturation. Okay. Heating means denaturation. Okay. And cooling means renaturation. Cooling of DNA strand to form a combined DNA strand, it is known as renaturation, and heating of DNA strand to separate the DNA strand is known as denaturation. Now, these hydrogen bonds are weak bonds, so when we heat them, they get separated, and this is the first step of PCR technique, means polymerase chain reaction technique. This is the first step in PCR technique. So we will write here first step of PCR technique. Okay. And if we cool these hydrogen bonds are formed again and forms a renaturation, known as a renaturation. It is possible only if you heat it at a prescribed temperature. If you heat this DNA strand on a prescribed temperature for a shorter period, and if you heat at very high temperature and a longer period, the phosphodiester bond, even the phosphodiester bond present in the DNA is break, and so the DNA model or the DNA strands are going to be destroyed or damaged because you have broken the skeleton or the backbone of DNA. So these were the concept of denaturation and renaturation of DNA. Now we are going to see the hyperchromatin effect of DNA strands. Now here we will see the hyperchromatic effect. As we know that DNA consists of purines and pyrimidines, so we will write here first to understand purines and pyrimidines. When these purines and pyrimidines are exposed to UV radiation, means these purines and pyrimidines absorb the UV rays. Means if you see the DNA strand, this is double strand DNA. Suppose this is a double strand DNA. If this DNA is exposed to UV radiations, if this DNA strands are exposed to UV radiation, then you can see here the two DNA strands are separated from each other. Here you can see the different DNA strands. But when this DNA strand get free, at that time they absorb more UV radiation, more and more UV radiation. Means when this DNA strand exposed to UV radiation, at that time they get separated, but when they get separated, they started to absorb more and more UV radiations. So we will write here free DNA strands absorb more UV radiation. Okay. And we know that chromatic, here we have written the hyperchromatic effect. Okay. So what is meant by chromatic? If something get exposed to radiation, then it forms a color like substance. Means if this is observed in spectrophotometer, that when the two DNA strands are separated from each other, at that time they absorb more UV radiation, and this is observed in spectrophotometer. Here the concept we have seen that it absorbs more UV radiation means it gives color. Color means what? Chromatin. Okay, and it absorbs more UV radiation, so hyper. More means hyper. So when it absorbs more UV radiation, at that time they form a color like substance to identify. Okay, so friends, this is about the hyperchromatin effects. Now in this video we have seen base pairs rule, Chargaff's rule, the types of DNA on the basis of their functions, that is trophic DNA and the genetic DNA, and as well as the types of DNA on the basis of number of base pair per turns and the coiling. And we have seen some important concept such hyperchromatic effect of DNA, palindromic sequence of DNA, denaturation or renaturation of DNA. So thank you friends for watching my video.